Episode 176 of the Planet Destiny podcast. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We're back once again. We have got the usuals here, your roundtable of hosts to discuss some of the things going on in Destiny 2 right now, and even some of the things that you've got to look forward to within the next couple of weeks, because we're like a month away from a DLC drop, aren't we?
Yeah.
Sneaking
Straight up.
It's sneaking up. Like
I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's like a month away, bro. Although I don't think we don't know the exact launch date just yet, I don't think.
No.
But I'm pretty sure it's going to be like early December.
History.
That'll be in the next 2 weeks,
right? December 6th, I think, rings a bell. December 7th.
Yeah, it's usually like the first week, sometimes the second week within December. So,
yeah,
looking forward to it. Yo,
that's got to be announced sometime this week, or this week or next.
You know what? This week's TWAB, or well, by the time you guys are watching this, last week's TWAB and the week before were both pretty light. They have to be saying something about it sometime soon, because that advertising period has got to start real quick. Like, we're probably going to be getting a live stream or some kind of like a ride-along stream or a developer commentary on Black Armory sometime within the next few weeks, because they got to start building up the hype for it, man. We still don't know really anything about it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we know Trials of Osiris makes its return, or we are suspecting that it does.
Mm-hmm.
There is rumor of a special exotic that is near and dear to many OG Destiny players' hearts, slated for its return.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be surprised if there was a live look-in that didn't feature that weapon, so everybody could lose their absolute minds.
Yeah, probably.
I think going into the holiday season, you might see them hold off. And this kind of leads into one of our topics for the show, but they just allowed PC players to get the base game for free.
Here.
All the kindergartens out there in the Crucible, I have no idea what you're doing there. I hope that you didn't get a really bad taste in your mouth for the game, because Bungie put you in the shark tank in the deep end before you even knew you had your bathing suit on, and you're automatically in there with the 2-year veterans of this game. So, but I would assume leading into Black Armory, they probably want to get as many people on board with enjoying the game as possible.
Yeah.
To try to attract more business to it. Of course, the Forsaken. We talked about this today. The Forsaken comes with Warmind and Osiris now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. That's rolled into that purchase now.
So I think you're going to see that lead into a hype train for Black Armory, personally.
Right. Yeah. Which, by the way, usual host here, Mr. Evil Aura, now known as Aura. The artist formerly known as Evil Aura. He's not so evil anymore. Just kind of like Dad Aura now.
I'm way worse. Way worse now.
He's way worse Aura. There you go. That's your new tagline. Mr. Danfinity. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
That's a new shirt. I like it.
It is so nice.
Is that
and
salmon?
roomy,
Is that a salmon?
and it breathes. See, Jenny, when I picked it up yesterday, I was like, this is like a washed out red. And Jenny goes, it's pink. And I was like, I don't know about that. But it's total, like, in this light, it's kind of a weird color.
It's a very
Up
nice
close,
salmon color.
Up close, it's like is it blue and black or is it gold and white type of situation?
So it's one of those what color is this dress kind of situations?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not start that meme again. Hi, I'm the Black Link. Welcome back, everybody. But just jumping back to what you were saying there. Yeah, this is a pretty good time to jump into Destiny 2 if you're still somebody who hasn't played it. Especially if you're a console player or and you're trying to jump over to the PC platform. I saw so many people commenting this week about that, because there's no reason not to. If you've got a decent enough PC, the game is free. Go download it right now and understand why I don't play on PS4 anymore.
I mean, it's sad that you're not TBL.
I'm sorry, PS4 friends. I love you guys. I really do, but
it's okay.
You can understand now. Go play
it
for
free
on PC. You're on PC now. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, but also, look, things happen.
Things happen.
Yeah.
Frames you gotta jump up and suddenly you
gotta choose your friends over frames sometimes.
I think by the time Destiny 3 comes around, you're going to see a bigger, much larger player base on PC as more and more people start to put their pennies in the bank and save up. As some of the graphics cards technology catch up to the game itself, they're not going to be as expensive by the time Destiny 3 rolls around, which is probably a year or two away. But so it's completely free. all you got to do is obtain it. And even if you don't play it, if you don't have a PC that's really good enough, at least you have it for when the situation arises that you may. Now, it's free. If it's free, it's for me. Hello,
it's
come
free.
on.
Yeah,
it's free.
It's free.
You guys
mentioned
know.
that it's free.
There's really no reason not to try it out now. A lot of people would be worried about whether or not their PC is powerful enough. My brother plays on a laptop, like a 4-year-old laptop, and it runs just fine on there. So if you've been looking to try it out on PC, now's a great time to do it. And this is absolutely Bungie's kind of continuing on, because of course Destiny 2 was free for PlayStation Plus members back in September, and they used that as a jumping point to get people into Forsaken, and this is just another step on that, which good business, it's good business. They're trying to get people to buy Forsaken. They've got a new content patch that's getting ready to drop in like a little bit, probably about a month from now. Now's a good time to jump into D2. There's plenty of things to do on it. And it runs like a dream.
Yeah, and you probably have enough time to get up to about 600.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, before any new content drops in December. So, you at 580 minimum if you're
you know that the next content that comes out isn't going to make people start at 580 minimum or 600. You're probably going to be getting into Black Armory at 550 or something, so you don't have the power level to the highest thing. I think the one thing worth noting is that if anybody out there is thinking that they don't want to make the jump to PC because of mouse and keyboard, I play with a controller on PC. You literally just USB connect it right to your literally right to your tower, right to your laptop, and you're gaming as if you were playing on console. And don't let anybody talk shit about it. Otherwise, I don't want to hear it. Deal with it. I play with a controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they do Xbox One Elite wireless works perfectly fine with D2. It's great.
Xbox One, just normal controller.
Wow, all three of us use controllers. How about that?
Yeah.
Paddles.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I play with both on PC. It just kind of depends on the day. Usually when I'm streaming, I'm using controller because I'm awful with mouse and keyboard, and I feel self-conscious about it. I actually had somebody get mad at me this week on stream. I won't drop a name, but I was just playing PvP with my boy Blackvox, and some dude came into the stream chat and was like, "Oh wow, controller player giving bags," and I was like, "I remember you." He was some dude that I got a turn-on shotgun kill, and then he came back and killed me with a super and bagged me. So
that's how it always happens, right?
Unleash the nuts. And he came into chat like, "Wow, bagging in your controller player. Do you realize what that says about you?" Rather than what it says about me. Because we won that game, you got styled on, and you came to say something. That's not a good argument to make, man. It's all right.
This is where TBL docks that guy.
Nah, he stayed in chat. We had fun. He giggled about it a little bit later. It was cool. You're cool, bro. We're cool. But
I get more questions than comments. Controller ? Are you on PlayStation 4? Because I see the PlayStation 4 buttons.
I get that. Yeah.
That comes up more. But yeah, I do pretty damn good with it.
I told you guys. I told you guys about my plight trying to learn mouse and keyboard.
Oh yeah,
a couple weeks back, and it just isn't going to happen. I don't think. I'm if I were to do it every week, awesome. But I'm playing other stuff right now that's taking up my time. So
I mean, of course, the skill ceiling is much higher with mouse and keyboard. The ability to react, when I'm using my mouse, my gaming mouse, I can spin on a dime and turn on people it's crazy. It's just something that you can't always match with a controller. But if you're worried, if you're somebody who's jumping into D2 on PC and you're worried about using controller, don't be. It plays almost the exact same as it does on console with all the same amount of aim assist. You'll be fine in PvP. You'll really be fine. Not bad.
Not bad.
A lot of people
I'm sure it's not bad.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried about but you're not allowed to use controllers on PC, right? You can use whatever you want. Hook up a GameCube controller. See if that thing works with Zim or something.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm sure that would work with Zim.
I couldn't use an N64 controller with the N64, so God knows what that would be like on it. Actually, it might be better. Maybe I could actually use it on the system not meant for it, because I don't know what was going on with that thing.
I sweat just thinking about the N64 controller, because apparently we were all holding it wrong for years. And I've got a couple of N64 controllers back there. I still don't know how you're supposed to hold those things.
How did you hold it? You hold it on the middle, right?
I held the middle and the right-hand side, but apparently you're supposed to hold it like differently than that.
How? Wait, what?
That's a controller that was built for people with 3 hands, man.
Like
that's
like
what that was for.
3 controllers, and you like I don't know, 3 controlling surfaces, but you only use 2 of them, so the other part was completely irrelevant. And so like, why is it there? Why are there buttons there? Why is this like shaft that I'm holding in the way? I just
shaft.
I don't know, dude.
You bad mother, shut your mouth. I don't understand. I still don't get it. Like, I look at that controller and I try to think of all the times as a kid playing GoldenEye and like Super Mario 64 and Smash Brothers. Like, how did I play those games at a competent level with that thing?
Yeah.
You're holding it right. What are you doing?
You're holding it right. Yeah.
That's
don't even worry about the D-pad. Yeah. You were holding it right. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Right, and that includes you, new PC player. Hold your controller however you want to if you're playing on PC, because who gives a shit? You can hold it sideways. All you wanted, if it works for you, I doubt it will, but
if you're one of those weird like claw players that plays with their hand wrong, because that is wrong, you be you. You play with you play on PC with claw controller.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
You'll probably freak out the competition, so.
Probably. I'm really looking forward to, because I have it on PC, I'm really looking forward to the new pool of people playing Crucible, because as we all know, I am terrible at Crucible, but I am very much looking forward to trying it out against all the new people. I love you all.
Styling on lobbies,
It was risky going in as a solo queue player because of the chances of you being on a team with players who just don't know.
Yeah.
They don't have any of the weapons that are any good at all. I mean, there's 2 weapons that are either like basic weapons or blue weapons that are any good, with the botheration. And I think the Pariah is a pretty decent weapon in Crucible, maybe. But they don't have the supers to run with a lot. They don't have experience using the supers. Some of them don't even have a jump unlocked, and you're in the Crucible. So I had to 6 stack in order to avoid having that on the team, because I got my broadsword today, actually. So
yeah, congratulations.
The Regix's broadsword quest. I haven't fired a bullet of it yet. I got it and was like, I'm done. Goodbye. And that was it. So but I was on such win streaks and I was having such success to get through my 5th reset, and it wouldn't have jeopardized that. So it's, again, I kind of wish that Bungie gave an environment for just the new players to interact with each other and learn how to play the game against each other, so there was more of a level playing field. It really wasn't a good situation to send players who'd never played this game against 6 stacks of really good players. Really
maybe 5 training reel rounds. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. I don't know the back end of video games, how much resources it would have taken, but less than 10 hours played, you're in this lobby for all PvP activities, comp, quick play, all of it mixed into one bag. Everybody in the same boat, just so that they could get their feet under them, instead of, because I guarantee you, if you're a brand new player and you go into PvP and you get annihilated game after game after game, where's your motivation to be like, that was really fun, I'm going to continue to try and play this game and get better? I feel like every one person who's like, I can compete with these guys, let me just get my stuff together and then I'll shit on them. For every one player like that, there's 9 people who are like, I'm never touching quick play or competitive ever again.
Yeah, that's definitely a real situation. When it comes to having kind of a training wheels pool, I'm pretty sure, Chad will of course correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure on the back end of things, they had a system like that in D1. Somebody did some kind of testing where it didn't last long. It was for your first 10 games, you were put exclusively against other people who had less than 10 games in PvP. Somebody did some kind of, it might have even been Bones in them who took part in that. But they did some testing where you were definitely put into a different player pool. And I remember when I went and made a second account on PS4 and I started leveling up characters on that account, I noticed it. I noticed it immediately when I stepped into Crucible, that I was just with a completely different tier of player from what I usually dealt with. And it was for the first 10 or so games, and then after that you started getting matched with a general population. I don't know if that system is still in place with D2. I would imagine it probably is, but I don't know if anybody's done any testing for that.
I had a couple of people who were playing competitive and they're 4,000 glory plus. brilliant players, and they played people who had 0
Yep,
glory.
I've seen that.
In
I've
comp.
definitely seen that.
And like one player at that level can probably take out all 4 players who've never played comp before. Like, so if it is there, it's not much, maybe a game or 2, and then you're thrown in. So again, my whole concern is, and again, there's the entire PvE side of things where, you know, you're helping out people with public events and whatnot and getting them through. But like to deny or to not think about the massive portion of the player base that is the PvP side and what that experience was like for those players, I kind of hope in the future that we can kind of keep them away from most of the experienced players until they're ready for it, if you will.
So, in that regard, would you prefer like a kind of the return of some sort of skill-based matchmaking algorithm?
No. No.
Thank you, because we were about to become enemies for the rest of this show. So
there's a difference between skill, like the overall player base, and people who've never played the game before. It's not a skill-based thing, because you could have somebody who's an Overwatch legend swap over and play Destiny 2, and they have to get just the rudiments down. Just the fact they're playing a different game with different times to kill, with different weapons and different metas and supers, they're going to need a little bit of time to acclimate. That's not a skill thing as so much as an education and experience thing, right? So, no, I think, but again, for people who are brand new, especially with this massive of an influx, for a free event, maybe do it, then take it away once the free event is over. You know, like once it's over and you're a new player, I'm not going to have as much sympathy for all these people who are trying to attract to the game. You know?
Yeah. So like, would you want the return of like, so kind of like a training wheel session, like maybe for your first set number of games until you reach, I don't know, a certain ELO and however Bungie determines skill before you get put in with like a bigger. Do it hour based.
Yeah, I'd say like if your account has 10 hours on it, you can get into the. Because these accounts were like, we're talking level 2, level 3 people. Like they completed the first story mission and then they entered the Crucible, and it's like, all right,
dude.
So I mean, we mercy team after team after team, and I'm like, there's no way this is good for them. The KDAs, the efficiency were less than 0.5. You know, it got to the point where we played against an actual team. We got smashed because we weren't used to playing against people who actually could
wait
shots or knew what
they
were
have
doing.
thumbs. Like, oh no!
Well, yeah, we had no idea. We were running all these triumphs you get from like auto rifle, sidearm, like the entire team winning with an auto rifle and a sidearm equipped, or a bow and swords, or all fusion rifles. We were doing all kinds of
silly challenges
because it's a good time to do them. But it was like then we actually played real players, and it was like, oh crap! Now what do we do? You know, so. It was almost like we got so kind of comfortable, essentially, with
mopping
the way
teams.
The player base was. And then you see friends who, like, when you're in this community as long as we are, you often match people, you know, especially with the PC community being as small as it is. So now we're matching our friends, and they're solo queuing with 5 people who've never played the game. And I feel bad enough that for people I don't even know, now I've got my buddy on the other team. And it's like, dude, I'm so sorry. Please don't unfollow.
That's, oh my goodness. That's true. Like, in Kuch, hi buddy. I literally match with that dude all the time in PvP. I don't even know where he lives, but the game seems to just throw us together far more often than I don't know, maybe should be happening.
Yeah.
But I can agree with that, you know, for part of it, maybe putting people in a different matchmaking pool, like that vast majority of brand new accounts that have less than a certain number of hours total played in the game, putting them into their own separate matchmaking so that they don't take their first steps into Crucible and then get like
Telesto all over, like nothing but like 40 Telesto bolts hitting them all at the same time. Like,
and this is something that I've been seeing like on Reddit and Twitter, like across the board, is that people are commenting on how quiet the Crucible team's been. Everybody else has been very active and very like loud. Like minus like the tweets to like Kevin Yanis about like, oh, I got my broadsword, or I got like things of the minus that, you don't hear much from the Crucible team about what they're doing or what they're planning. Maybe that might be something that they could speak on, like, hey, like what's the Crucible environment like for someone who's just starting?
Not good.
Versus someone who's been there for a year and a half or a year or two.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certainly a lot that I think could be done there. I agree, Aura. I would not want the return of skill-based matchmaking. I think that is something different.
Mm-hmm.
But if it came down to some sort of player protections for brand new accounts, again, I don't know if that
Mm-hmm.
system from D1, if that system indeed was a real thing and it wasn't just my imagination. I don't know if that system's still in place in D2. Maybe it could be expanded upon a little bit, or maybe they. I don't know. I don't know really what they do with this in this particular situation, and we haven't really heard too much from the. You're right. We haven't heard much from the Crucible Sandbox team really at all
Yeah.
since before Forsaken came out, and I wonder if we're going to be hearing more from them as we roll towards Black Armory. I do.
That to me means that they are knee deep in Trials of Osiris, trying to figure.
Probably.
Hopefully,
they're working on certain balancing things. The game's never going to be balanced, but I think they're taking a hard look at some supers, warlocks.
Shut
that
up.
might need some attunement, warlocks, and something in my throat, warlocks. But there's a couple of things out there that probably need some tuning. A lot of people are very upset with the Telesto right now. The general census is that the Telesto needs to be changed or put back into the heavy position. There's not a lot of weapons that really feel like they're out of place. Bows are still weird. Sidearms are actually very effective. I was using them a lot today. Shotguns, they're shotguns. So,
one shot.
So many of them. So many shotguns, dude. There's shotguns everywhere. But it's something. I'll tell you, it's something. Mindbenders, Dustrock, Blues yep, it's fine. It's fine. So I think that's where, if you were gonna ask me what I thought they were working on, I think Trials is a big time thing, and I think certain things need a little bit of adjustment. So
yeah.
So let me ask you a question, because Telesto is certainly a big topic within the community right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about it? A lot of people want Telesto nerfed. What do you guys think?
Man, I don't think at this point in the game where Bungie's philosophy has been, I don't think nerfs are going to be the answer here. And
right.
I don't think they are the answer, and I don't think they will be the answer when it comes to weapons in the Crucible or elsewhere. I think what you're going to see is them take a look at other archetypes of weapons and bring them up, rather.
Right.
Also, Shake had he tweeted. I think he just posted something about using a rental against Telesto, and there's ways around it. You just have to find what works for you. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like Telesto is fine. It's just people see it a lot and people get annoyed with it. And that's what you saw with Sleeper and Gambit. That's what you've seen. Man, have you guys faced 1,000 voices in Gambit yet?
Yes.
Oh,
1,000 voices. It cooks.
Oh my god, it hurts every time I see somebody wearing one. But I'm not calling for a nerf on it. They're using a tool in their shed, and if anything, you can get the drop on somebody if they're not paying attention. So just
the Telesto is I think the thing that makes a lot of people upset about the Telesto is not people who use it in the manner at which it seems it had been intended in D1 as a fusion rifle, hitting people with the burst and moving on to your next target, kind of like the Thorn.
Right.
I think where people are getting frustrated is how you use it to lock areas down and how long the projectiles stay stuck on a surface.
Yeah.
So we played a game, and Guardians, if you're out there, heaven forgive us. We played a game with all 6 players using Telestos for the fusion rifle linear fusion triumph. So all 6 of us were all very good players, had Telesto on, and we had assists on every kill or had kills on every kill because of it, because I could put the projectiles anywhere I wanted on the map, and somebody at some point was going to walk by and get hit by them. So I was getting kills after I had already been dead and respawned, because my bolts were actually still there. They didn't go away apparently they didn't go after I died, or maybe I got hit markers just before I had died, and then when I got back, got the assist. But regardless of that, I think the biggest thing with the Telesto is the fact that it's used as a shutdown for areas. You can control maps with it.
Just drop
a good
everywhere.
Player with it doesn't actually use it to hit people. You use it to funnel people towards other combat zones, especially in comp. So for me, Telesto needs to have the projectiles not last as long on the surface. You do that, I think you're going to take care of the weapon just fine. They're there for a few seconds, they're gone. They're not there for however long it is right now.
Yeah.
The other thing about it is people are calling for it to go to the power slot. If you think the Telesto is bad now, wait till it's a power weapon, and God knows what they add to it to make it as such.
To make it
maybe you get more ammunition. Weapon. Maybe it stays there forever. Maybe it takes one projectile to take out one person, and now you've got 3 more left for whoever comes around the corner. So for it to move to the power slot and people actually want to use it, what are they going to do to it?
Yeah.
Make it a monster.
It's got to compete with other power weapons then.
Yeah, so for me personally, I think you just tune down the amount of time that projectiles stick to a surface and the gun's fine. It's still a usable, strong weapon. Honestly, it's a very powerful fusion rifle as just a regular hit the person and move on fusion rifle.
Right.
That's how I feel.
See, both of your answers are really interesting there. When I look at the cries against Telesto right now, I sit back and I kind of think to myself this. So, you don't like Dust Rock Blues and Mindbenders mapping you, and, Retold Tale being able to hit the upper echelons of like the 90s when it comes to a range stat. I have a 91 range Retold Tale. So you dislike the shotgun ape rushing. So you want to nerf one of the one true real counters to shotguns. To be perfectly honest, I really don't think Telesto's broken. I think what a lot of what the cries are coming from, the same, it was the same situation with Mida Multitool in the past. It's frequency. Because people are seeing Telesto absolutely everywhere because it's a very powerful weapon that's very easy to use, and has tons of utility in PvP.
And to get, wasn't it on sale from?
It was on sale like
Xur?
a week or so ago. Yeah, Xur sold it a week or so ago, just like he sold Vigilance Wing last week. And I think that has a lot to do with it because people are seeing it absolutely everywhere. So it's kind of getting that overexposure that's making them want to say, get rid of it, nerf it, just like they did with guns like Mida in the past and whatnot. I don't really think Telesto is that broken. I think the charges staying as long as they do is definitely a problem. When you go up against a team full of Telesto users, you know it because every room is radioactive. Absolutely every door in every room is radioactive, and you have to kind of sit there, spend your time shooting the charges to make them go away. So I think cutting down on the amount of time that the charges are there would probably be an acceptable change in my book. But when it comes to just seeing something broken, I really don't see Telesto as being something as busted as, like, I don't know, Pocket Infinity back in T1 or something like that. It's just a really good one
right now.
Queen Breakers is busted. Oh my god! I was playing Gambit. I still don't have it either, and I'm mad now because now that Sleeper's been nerfed, everybody's just kind of migrated over to Queen Breakers, which in my opinion was the better linear fusion anyway, because the headshot hitbox is this. That thing has ludicrous aim assist and a super fast charge rate. Oh, I was playing Gambit earlier this week trying to see if I could get the meatball to spawn. Spoilers, he didn't. And I had one game where this one dude on the enemy team, he was the only person they ever sent to invade. He must have gotten like 18 kills that game of Gambit. And it was literally just, invaders in. All right, let me get to my vantage point. Boop, Queen Breaker. Queen Breaker. Queen Breaker. Queen Breaker. That gun is ridiculous right now. And I think it's only about a matter of time before people start calling for nerfs of that thing, too.
Oh, yeah, because you're just seeing it all the time. That's it. Yeah, you're just seeing it all the time.
It's crazy in Gambit.
Like, dude, 1K voices. I was with ZG on Thursday morning here on the Planet Destiny channel, if I might plug the channel and the stream team that is here almost every day. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Check them out. But we were running, and dude, we've had 2 or 3 games where the invader had 1K voices. Oh my god, my beehole was burning. They'd draw a line in the sand, and then that line would explode in front of me, and I'd die. It was awful.
It takes like what, 2-3 ticks from it to kill you?
Oh, I don't know, because I was always dead.
Instantly vaporized.
It was just like, wait, is that? And then Cap, I'm not feeling so good.
And like the worst thing about it is, even if you dodge the initial beam, like I dodged it,
the explosion
killed,
and it's massive.
Wicked. That thing is
massive.
Nobody's calling for a nerf on it though.
No,
nobody has it,
and nobody should.
3% of the population has that gun.
Yeah,
you know who has it though? You know who has it? all the really, really good players, the ones who don't need any help wiping anybody out anywhere in any game, the top 1%, those are the ones who pretty much own and operate and function with that weapon. So
because they ground for it, like they did the grind.
You could give them toothpicks and a can of Gatorade, and they'll take us out in Gambit. Right? They don't need
7th column.
Right. So it's interesting that it's a highly high damage weapon that's in the hands of highly skilled players. It's pretty cool, actually. It's pretty neat to watch.
I like that. It's a Pinnacle reward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw people on like the subreddit saying, "Hey, can we get some Pinnacle rewards for PvE?" And I kind of chuckled to myself, like, "That's raid weapons. That's the raid exotic. That's the Pinnacle reward for PvE." But
or the horror story.
I still don't have it. I still did. I haven't played it. I haven't.
2 days, man.
It's a pretty penny, man. That's a lot of when you're getting 7 rated at a time, 120. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That bad.
I might grind for it on PC, but I'm not I don't even care about the triumph.
Boys, the 4th. It's over in 2 days.
It's over in a few days, man.
I don't care about it on PS4 right now because there's Red Dead, and then but all of my characters, I mean, I can get them to 600 pretty easily. I have a character that's very comfortable at 600 right now. I can easily move weapons over, do the things that I need to in order to get the other 2 characters up to 600 on PlayStation. The only thing that I can really think of is just to do it on PC and grab that. The triumphs for the event all have a score of 0. You just get you get 2 emblems for doing it. In total, you might
add to that value later or no?
I don't know. I mean,
no clue.
Bungie hasn't said anything about it, and they if it were up to me, I mean, I don't know. What are you gonna do to evaluate 0 in the future? Are you going to add if you got all the triumphs, maybe do a Bungie, whatever the codes that they've done for when you get
$77 billion or whatever.
Yeah.
Unless they do something like that, I can see that. That would be kind of cool. But man, I just don't need the horror story on the console of my choice right now. I do need it on PC to raise up that character a bit because I'd like to start running more stuff on that. But I mean, after our talk last week, I don't really need I don't need much right now from the game. And it's not that I'm disinterested in it. It's that there's other stuff that's popped up recently, other games and other things that I'd rather grind for outside of a weapon that's 600 that I can't infuse into anything.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing with Horror Story right now. If you're not 600, it's a fantastic benefit just to get for the power level alone. I would actually argue that's the real benefit of the Horror Story. Just getting there's somebody messaged me this week and they're like, "Hey TBL, I just started the game. I'm only power level 291, but I'm grinding for the Horror Story." It's congratulations. That's gonna shoot you up to 600 before you know it. By the time you get to the end of the Forsaken story. And that's really the benefit there. If you're already 600, you've got no reason to spend the 3.5 hours grinding Haunted Forest to get what you need for that. You really have no point in it.
Gio hosted us on Thursday, and he was like, "It took me 5 hours to grind out Horror Story," and I was like, "No thanks, I'm fine."
They should have done something where, if you cashed in all the bounties, if you cashed in all the masks or something, then the price of it came down to 10 or 20 souls or something.
I can see that.
Yeah,
that's a lot of runs. And as fun as the Haunted Forest is, it does have a max capacity for me in terms of repeatability. Before I'm I don't want to be on blackout glass and get smashed by the man with the axe anymore because I can't see him and I'm 25 billion feet above him, but it still hits me I'm good. I'm gonna go do something else now. So
it's monotonous and there's no real payoff, there. You're just running it for the sake of getting an extra 1 to 2 fragmented souls per 10 or per 15-minute run. And
the payoff for me is playing it while editing podcasts. That's it.
That's it.
It's not 15 minutes though. It's 15 minutes before your respawn timer goes to 0. So if you started a branch when your timer goes up, you've got another 5 or so minutes worth of content to play through. So what seems like 15 minutes turns into 20 turns into 3 times. It's an hour of your time. And if you're still pushing for power level gains, I would argue you're better spent doing milestones than you are grinding for this. The time sink is massive, especially with Gambit coming with the 3 times infamy this past weekend. There was much more to be had, much more to go after, and I think better rewards in general. Even with a god roll bad omens for turning over your rep, like that in and of itself might have been worth.
That's pretty good.
Grind.
Absolutely.
Your the reset package. Don't you get the trust in that?
Yeah, I got that roll this week. It was my first time resetting that. And yeah, it's a pretty nice roll. I've got other rolls that I like better, but like that one's fine. It's dandy.
Yeah, that'll work. But yeah, there's better payoff there. You know, there's better payoff for resetting your rank in PvP or in Gambit right now than there is for the Haunted Forest. I've talked about the Haunted Forest, my love for it. I think it's a great activity. I could definitely see it working as a more permanent game mode if it had some actual rewards tied to it. Because right now, it's just monotonous for no real payoff.
Yeah.
Sad.
So it goes. Yeah.
That's how it is.
But that triple infamy. Whew.
I haven't played Gambit at all. How was it?
Ooh, dude, your gains are so quick. So quick, my dude.
Even if you lose games?
Yeah.
Triple, man.
Yeah.
My experience in watching a lot of Twitch and a lot of people playing Gambit was the triple infamy actually brought out more and more squads. You saw a little bit less solo players. I saw a lot less solo players by the streams I was watching versus legit hardcore sweaty games. I don't know if there's skill-based matchmaking or not, but I saw some god tier players matching and facing off each other way more than I saw anybody getting stomped over the course of the weekend. It really seemed like it really brought a lot of people together to get into that game mode for Gambit. I don't know if you guys have played it, experienced that or not, but that's what it looked like from the outside.
Yeah. For me, like I'm gonna be jumping into it like after we get done here.
Yeah.
To play some more because that's been so fun. I don't know. I feel like that's the business this weekend, and I'm glad that Bungie instituted it. It's such it's such a refreshing thing to have that happen outside of Crucible, and for a game mode that is brand new that they've been trying to advertise the entirety of Forsaken and before. I'm good with it.
What was your playing experience like though?
I mean, it was a mixed bag. I mean, we stomped sometimes, and other times we got stomped. It didn't really like if you run into the 1K voices, that's
or the team of like, Queen Breakers.
Yeah. But I don't know. Just that's all I've been looking for is those bumps. Those bumps in rank. I haven't been looking for anything else outside of that. If we win, it's great. If we lose, it's still good. It's okay.
You know, Gambit's a fun game mode. I like it. I love the mixture of PvE and PvP. But good lord, is that game mode sweaty? That is, I don't think anybody really expected the game mode to get quite as competitive as it has. I could see Gambit tournaments being a thing moving forward in the future.
Absolutely. I want it.
Absolutely.
I want it so bad.
It's cool because it's a fun game mode to watch. Like I could watch people play it all day, and I did spend some time playing it this week, taking advantage of the double infamy. At least until I couldn't stand the Queen Breakers anymore. Like I told you guys earlier, that match where that one dude just like mopped the entire team from across the map with ridiculous headshots that shouldn't have been considered headshots. That was about it for me. So I haven't played the triple infamy weekend, but as we move forward, man, I'm still trying to get my Malfeasance quest, so I'm got to jump back into it sometime. I enjoy it. It's a fun game.
So you're still working on the first spawn of Meatball to get the quest started?
I have never even gotten him to spawn. Never once.
Same.
Oof. Like, you haven't either, Dan?
I haven't either. No, but like from what I'm seeing on Twitter, everybody's like, not everybody. I refrain from saying everybody. Maybe that was hyperbole, but a lot of people are now saying, "Hey, guess what? I just got the Malfeasance quest." That tells me that definitely something got buffed, especially like with the spawn rate of the Meatball. Even some Bungie devs were like, "No, I don't believe it exists. I don't believe it exists.
It's not real."
DMG was tweeting about that. Now, the way that it works is they upped the spawn rate, and it also coincides. Is this correct? It coincides with the curse on the Dreamy City. Does it still coincide with that? Where the curse is at its highest point? The
max curse, you will see the max meatball ability.
Max meatball appearance rate. Like 50%.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be 50%. So you're gonna prepare for the flood of tweets next week. But like this right now, like people were saying, I'm still not seeing it. I don't believe it exists. I think that I've seen a lot of people tweet that they have seen it, which makes me think that they definitely did buff it. There's I don't know. I'm just happy. I'm happy with where I'm happy with that buff, as it were. I still haven't seen it. I'm looking forward to it. It sucks that the guaranteed drop from the second and third meatball has gone, but I think that that's fair. I think that it's fair in the long run since they buffed it.
Nothing's game breaking, and when we say that the guaranteed drops, that's the ship and the sparrow.
Sparrow, yeah.
Yes.
Which gives you the dredging title. You need to have both of those items for dredging title. So some people are getting the meatball and getting the kill and not getting what they need for their dredging, which I think was ZG Photos. Big Conundrum, he was hunting for dredging and he needed the ship or something like that to drop right. So the other thing about the Malfeasance, or the Malfi, as they affectionately call it, Malfi. It's like,
that's what we call
Malfi.
It's not
Malfi.
It's not a game-breaking weapon, right? This is
no, not at all.
This is not 1,000 voices. So people out there who are frustrated, remember what you're fighting for is a useful and handy weapon, but in terms of Gambit and the exotic slot, Queen Breakers.
Yeah.
Queen Breakers bow and the 1,000 voices and even the sleeper is still probably going to be better options, especially as it pertains to DPS. And don't forget about my favorite weapon in the world, the Risk Runner.
Yeah.
Stop sleeping on my Risk Runner. Okay, Gambit
surprisingly
players,
good in Gambit.
You can wipe out an entire side of the map so long as someone is behind you and can pick up your moats. The entire side of the map gone in. It's like the movie, gone in 60 seconds, but it might even be faster.
Last time I slept on a
don't even.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
Well done. Appreciate it.
I love you so much.
It was almost the Fermunda moment with Cole.
Oh, so wonderful.
Oh,
so wonderful.
The references on this show are absolutely out of control. That's what needs to be nerfed right now.
Oh my god. All right.
But yeah, there are options in Gambit, and you don't need to freak out if you don't have Malfeasance yet. It's still not great. It's good. It's okay now in Gambit exclusively. But
ZG was using it, and he was like, "There's no reason like why I would use this over any legendary."
Yep, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I think it was an attempt to make an exotic weapon that would fit in a specific game mode, and while it in text fits that game mode, in like utilization, just like a lot of weapons all over the game, it's just not practical. And I can't think of an instance outside. Like what does it do specifically? It's like damage to taken
extra
enemies?
Damage to taken and invaders, and of course every 5
So where else
shots
do you see a lot of taken where it would be beneficial to you to have that weapon, right? Like that's
the
what
raid.
I can think of.
Just the raid.
You know what, dude? That damn public event with that damn taken blight that you need to take out and start the.
Oh my god, guys! If you have it, test it and try it, and please, for the love of God, help all the new blueberries on
how many
PC.
years it's taken us to take that thing out.
That would make it worth it.
Public event.
If you could just walk in and one-shot that blight without even having to step into the taken smell, that would make Malfeasance worth it. Just
Bungie, do it.
That way, you never have to rely on teammates who don't know not to shoot the gigantic portal. You know, they're just sitting there like, oh, well, let's destroy this blight down here and kill the taken ads. No, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Stop it. Get the buff. Blow the thing
up. Stop
it. Ruining it. And we're still saying this, by the way.
Still saying it. It's incredible. Yeah, that would make me use Malfeasance. If I could just pop it like, don't worry, guys, I got this.
Yes, 100%.
Pew pew.
Worth it. But yeah, I don't really know what else they could do to Malfeasance other than without massively changing its perks. We've talked a bit about the possibility of them making it so that the explosion activates in 3 shots rather than 5. I think that would be interesting and probably borderline ridiculous in PvP.
Yeah.
It would really. Only way I could see that working in PvP would be if they tuned Malfeasance's damage in particular so that it had to be like 3 headshots and then the explosion would kill. Because if it was just 3 body shots and the explosion kills, congratulations, we're Thorn year 1.
Yeah.
Great job, everybody.
ZG was saying something about like allowing it to see invaders through walls, allowing it to wall
that would
glitch.
Be interesting. Something
like
that.
Yeah, so, like in Gambit. But imagine if there was a massive bug with it, and now you can do that in Crucible too.
Imagine if it gave you that ability for your whole team if one of you guys had it equipped. So your invader comes in, and since one player has the Malfy equipped, since one player has it equipped, you can see the invader no matter. It's the same way the invader
would
can
be
see
cool.
you. I feel like that would be pretty unique. The thing about it is, a really good invader is going to find a way to put you down regardless, and being able to see them doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to stop them.
That's true.
Outgun them.
Yeah, maybe something like that would be pretty fun. I don't know if that'd be OP or not, but
maybe yeah. I could definitely, that would be cool. Being able to see them sort of the way invaders can see you when they spawn in. Exactly. Maybe, you know, if your teammates are standing close enough to you, they get like an overshield, because invaders really have an incredible amount of power at their disposal in Gambit. Think about all the things you get. You get situational awareness. You can see where everybody on the map is. You can see who's got the most tokens. And you get an overshield on top of your normal Guardian health. You're actually pretty darn strong as an invader. So adding abilities to Malfeasance that help to counteract that. Even just giving people like a full kind of almost wish ender version of a wall bang with an invader. That's an incredible amount of situational awareness that could really help even the field there.
Yeah,
that would absolutely make that gun worthwhile for the Gambit game mode. That's cool.
One person being a scout.
Yeah, just having Malfeasance. Invaders up. He's on beach. Let's get him.
Yep,
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
anything really to you know, kind of
make
revamp the Malfeasance. The Malfy. Make it useful. At least in Gambit.
MMU, make Malfy useful.
There we go. Get it trending. Oof. Well, speaking of exotics and events and whatnot, we had a quest go live this week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
If that's what you want to call it. More like an errand.
We got debated, is what we got. We got hardcore debated. We're talking about the Thunderlord. Lack thereof.
The quest. Lord of Thunder.
The alleged Lord of Thunder quest did go live. Well, again, as the time you're watching this last week, it allegedly went live. And not much of a quest there, is it? And
I still haven't completed.
You better get
on. Dude,
it.
I've been playing Red Dead.
It's very, very difficult.
Please get that done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very limited. By the way, we're kidding. It's not hard.
It's not hard. It'll take you literally, depending on your situation, it might take you 30 seconds. Because, the murder mystery for Master Ives is live. We can confirm a few things. One, it's time gated. Why?
Because they're releasing something
in a month, and they're trying to keep you playing for a month.
Yeah.
But 2, the quest itself is rather quick and easy to get done. If you haven't done it yet, you can go to Amanda Holiday right now, pick it up. She'll have that quest available for you. Your first step is to either decrypt 10 engrams with Rahul, or go and kill fallen mages out in the EDZ, which means you can just go out and do like a Glimmer Drill public event, 1, and get the heroic and you're done. Or if you've got 250 legendary shards, you can just waltz right on over to Rahul, buy 10 engrams, and you're finished.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that's it.
Oh, you can do that?
You can do that.
You just buy engrams.
Fuck, are you serious?
If you've got 250 legendary shards, you can go wire right up to Rahul, buy 10 engrams, decrypt them, you're finished.
Booting up Destiny now.
Right now.
So
and that's it.
Watch this be just the greatest debate. Where we're like, dude, it's so easy, man. Just go do this thing. And then like next week, it's like, yo, you got to beat Last Wish 17 times this week for step 2. And then everyone's like, what just happened?
Whoops.
Like that escalated quickly. Like I was just waiting for that to work, for next week's part of the quest to be this impossible feat of gaming in Destiny. It would just make sense, honestly.
Yeah, because it's crazy. You know, I was streaming at the time that Reset went live, and Nim was with me. And so we're sitting there waiting for Reset to happen, for the tower to refresh. And it's like, all right, go, because we're psyched. Look, we call it the Thunderlord quest because Thunderlord is probably dropping at the end of this. It is confirmed to be in the game files now. We don't exactly know for sure that it's dropping from this, but it's dropping from this. Probably. Yeah. But so at Reset, we were super excited. And so Nim and I in our call, and then we're like, all right, get to the tower. Grab it. Okay, we got to go decrypt engrams or kill Fallen. Awesome. And Nim's like, let me try something. This is within the first 3 minutes of Reset being the case. He walks over to Rahul, buys an engram, decrypts it, and he's like, oh my God.
Oh my
30 seconds later, he's done. He's like, all right, what's the next step? The next step is to wait for Amanda to call you, which means wait for the following Tuesday.
Oh my God.
I think a lot of people were ready to go on Wednesday at Reset to see if it was a daily thing.
Yeah, we had hope.
It would have been the end of Festival at the Lost. It would have made sense.
Right.
One different step per day, 7 days, 7 steps. You got your gun by Reset the next time, right? So 1 o'clock on Wednesday rolls around for us on the East Coast anyway, and it's like nothing changed on that. So we're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
We'll just wait on that. Now, a part of me was actually happy because I didn't want to get home, be working on my Registrar's Broadsword quest, and be facing a bunch of Thunderlords in the Crucible. I was actually kind of happy that 40 billion people didn't have this weapon before I even got home from work. So, but at the same token, now it's like, all right, so what happens next?
What was the point of that?
Yeah. That's so if this had happened, because it's quasi confirmed, if not downright confirmed, that this is 3 weeks.
Yes.
This is a 3-week quest.
This is a 3-week quest.
If this had happened during what I'm going to call the week of weeks of Destiny, when everything was popping off at the same time, and we had Thunderlord dropping this coming Tuesday, what do you think would happen?
You're going to go after Thunderlord. You don't understand what this weapon's about to do to this game.
Oh. It's about to
Unless it has 2 bullets in the chamber, it's about to ruin everything.
Everybody's about to get schmeeded on by those thunderous rounds, and it's going to be glorious. So maybe I shouldn't say this is obvious. I feel like this is obvious. This was obviously a time-gated quest that was timed for the end of Festival of the Lost to kind of bridge the ending of that event and the prep season for Black Armory. That's, in my opinion, this was the content to kind of keep you interested in the game for that month that we're not going to be doing anything before Black Armory starts up. It's to keep you busy until they start advertising that. I can understand that. But at the same time, I have real problems with it because that really wasn't a quest. It was an errand that you could get done in 30 seconds. And at the same time, I feel like if this was going to be a 3-week quest, why not just drop it at the beginning of Festival of the Lost? That way, people are saying, okay, well, that the start of the Thunderlord quest was nothing really special. It took me 30 seconds to get it done, but I've also got Iron Banner going on this week. The Haunted Forest just dropped. I can go do that now. I can go grind for my horror story. I've got the Shattered Throne this week, and the next week you get the next part of it. We do know from some game files there, slight spoilers here. I'm going to give you like 15 seconds to go, because some slight spoilers are on their
10,
way.
9, 8, 7, 6... You know the rest.
Yeah, you can count. But we do know that we're probably 6. we do know that as a part of this quest, we're probably going back to the Cosmodrome. There's some audio logs that are hinting towards that. So there's going to be stuff to do in later steps. But I feel like if it's going to be a time-gated thing, why not just drop it at the beginning of Festival so it doesn't feel like players who were sitting back and waiting for this quest to go live, because I think a lot of us had hope that maybe we'd be able to start that quest line off that day and maybe get it done that week and have our Thunderlord by the end of that week. But taking that expectation and then like giving us that quest that's really not too much work at all, and then telling us, all right, you got to wait till next week, and then next week you're going to have your little thing, and then you have to wait a week, and then after that you might be able to get your Thunderlord or whatever is going to be dropping from this.
This is your carrot to chase. This is going to be our carrot for the next 3 weeks because, as Dan has mentioned earlier in the podcast, lot of other games going on right now. You've got the Fallout
Red
76
Dead.
beta. You've got Red Dead Redemption, which is phenomenal. So there's a lot of things out there that are pulling people away from Destiny. This is going to be something that's going to keep people intrigued up until or right around when the Black Armory launches. And you figure if you're chasing the carrot for the next 2 weeks, because we're a week in at this point, you're now going to be in the mindset where I've got to prep for Black Armory. If I've got characters left that aren't quite 600 yet, now I'm going to work on that. If I've got other platforms to play on, because some of us do, I'm going to work on that as well. So I think that's what you're seeing as far as a strategy from Bungie. And while I find it incredibly annoying because the Thunderlord was one of my favorite weapons, very underrated, chat.
Yep.
Sorry. And it's like, again, I think it's a weapon that a lot of people are very excited about.
Right. And I mean, like you're right, and like I said before, this is definitely a build up towards the Black Armory. It's definitely a build up towards that advertising season. It's content to keep you busy till then. I can understand that, but at the same time, it doesn't make it feel any less disappointing when you take that hype, and maybe that hype's my own fault for hyping myself up for it. But can you blame me? You teased this way back in like August, and it was just a letdown. It was like letting the air out of a balloon. Just a little.
I could see that.
Yeah.
So I really understand some of the community's frustration with that, where it was like, it's time-gated content. Are we back in the Taken King? Where it's like, and wait till Arms Day next week before you can move on with the next step of your exotic quest.
Oh, that's another thing, man.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Arms Day, which is supposed to be like Arms Week, which is a confirmed thing in the game, right?
See, I almost would have preferred that they just start the Thunderlord quest with Festival of the Lost. Festival of the Lost was like, what, a 3-week event? By the end of Festival, you could have finished that murder. Imagine how amazing it would be. This was the last week of Festival. You end it by solving the murder mystery, getting your Thunderlord, and then the Arms Week stuff starts for November. You get that couple of weeks of Arms Week where you're going to be earning some of the, as of yet to be revealed, catalysts for like some of the exotic weapons and whatnot out there. Shoot, they could have even dropped a quest to drop the catalyst for Thunderlord.
God knows what that's going to do.
Oh man,
it's going to turn all your bullets into kittens.
Power the planet. What's gonna do?
What could that do? Because the problem with Thunderlord in D1 after year 1 was that you could never get to the maximum rate of fire. So because you just didn't have enough in there. I could imagine the catalyst giving you a bigger clip. Just what if it dropped?
Yeah.
What if it
maybe
pushed
starting
it
that chain of energy earlier too? Right away.
My heart.
Could you imagine bumping up the Thunderlord clip to like 100 rounds?
It's either going to be completely useless or it's going to be the best weapon in the game. I mean,
for a few weeks
until we all yell for a nerf on it, and where are the other LMGs, and how do you mitigate the ammo for it? Am I going to be in Crucible with it and get 13 rounds in the clip for a light machine gun, or am I going to get a full clip and I'll actually be able to try and do something with it? So there's a lot of questions surrounding this weapon still, but and God help us if there's a catalyst for it.
Oh man, that's a whole other can of worms that I could just gush over. What the catalyst for this gun could be. I see some people in chat saying like, have lightning rounds proc more. That could definitely work. Have it spin up faster, maybe, so you reach maximum rate of fire a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
I think with as powerful as the Thunderlord ability was, what was it called? Fields of Thunder, something like that. I don't know, lightning rounds, something. But
something.
Just giving it a bigger magazine, I think would be huge. That'd be massive. Just that damage uptick would be huge without the need for something like a Lunafaction Rift or a Rally Barricade. It's gonna be beautiful when I finally get it, and I'm mad I don't have it now.
End of the day, I just can't wait to see the videos that spawn from it actually dropping. Like 6 Thunderlords versus Riven.
Oh man. That's gonna be.
I wonder if that would cause all the eyes to detonate at the same time.
Who knows?
It might, because the rounds jump around kind of like Risk Runner does. It'd be beautiful.
Oh my god!
We're all Thunderlord Callus, kill him in like less than 10 seconds. Like insta.
Yes.
Isn't that what like
Please.
the
You shoot his cup and he dies. Like at the beginning of the
Nope.
encounter.
He just nopes right on out of there.
big raid clears? Isn't that what like 1,000 Voices does to him? Doesn't that just bop him on the first plate?
I haven't seen clips yet, but I'd
haven't
imagine that you could two-person
Yeah.
one plate him with 1,000. I'd imagine.
Guys, I'm
But
getting
yeah.
hot in here. It's getting hot.
Keep your shirt on.
Feels
Do not
pretty-
take off all your clothes. Your peach, your salmon shirt.
Your salmon-colored shirt. Can't even tell if he's got a shirt on. That's just Dan.
Fresh. It's fresh
It's all
color.
Dan.
This is my skin.
A little loose there. Kind of questionable.
I like to wear my skin a little loose.
Oh, is that it? What's the
Yeah.
lotion on its skin? Or else it gets the Thunderlord again.
So what else? We had a tweet from DMG come out, right? Bungie's looking for some feedback with a Reddit thread out there.
Right.
Yes.
I
And
didn't get a chance to read through the responses to that, mostly because I wanted to save my sanity. But I would
There's a lot.
imagine that there was a lot. There's a lot of feedback from that. So if you guys haven't seen it, you can look up, what is it,
I
A_DMG?
popped it in the chat right
It's
now.
right there in chat.
Excellent.
Those of you guys listening to the podcast, just check out chat.
hmm
We'll have a link to it in the video
Yeah.
description. No
There we
worries.
go.
It's so the title of it is General Destiny 2: Forsaken Feedback by
Grammar, not like an actual intestine, by the way.
right or both from user /Cosmo23. That those are easy ways to look it up if you're looking for it. But yeah, he tweeted out, like, they posted in the TWAB that they were looking for feedback, and so if you have anything to get off your chest, that thread is the place to do it. I've seen, like, the bot at the top shows when he's shows where he's commented and what he's commented. So it's I would give it a shot. I myself posted a few things that I'd like to see.
Cross
Like,
save. That's
I would
probably
love
a
to
Bungie thing.
I would love to see loot stuff. I would love to see loot for
Really?
guided games, and I would love to see it for
Yeah.
clans. I think that adding loot pools to the game will only increase the playability and the need to do those activities. Because I don't know how many times anybody uses guided games anymore, but we stopped running them, and because I don't know, it was a mixed bag.
So when it comes to, I think that's a great way to look at things and a great place to start off with some of the feedback there. Because guided games, I think we all understood the purpose of that, and getting
Built-in
players who would,
LFG.
yeah, it's an LFG, and the real purpose there is getting players who usually probably don't have a lot of people to play with a chance at going through content like raids and nightfalls and whatnot. How do you feel about the Haunted Forest matchmaking system? Would you want to see a system like that incorporated for like nightfalls?
That's fine. Nightfalls aren't that tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nightfall's fine. 100k Nightfall might require a bit more coordination, but like just to run through a Nightfall, pretty bare bones basic thing. Should probably
Right.
have some sort of match. It's a strike. It's just a
But-
strike.
I mean, if it was like the Haunted Forest, where you got to choose which playlist you were in, I don't know. Like, you could enter one that's just Nightfall clear or 100k Nightfall clear.
Right.
Or solo for either one, because there are people out there who
Right.
love solo Nightfall. So
Exactly.
I would be fine. I mean, I don't say that hurts the game. Honestly, I really, if anything, giving people a chance to pat each other on the back and say good job and communicate with each other and find that's kind of what this game really needs and what this game is really all about. So more opportunities to, and for the most part, strikes are kind of like that. You're not going to get too many people yelling at each other in a strike
Right.
situation
Yeah.
versus like when you're playing comp or you're playing Crucible, it tends to be a less hostile environment, more supportive.
Yeah.
I think that could be something that the entire community benefits from.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
don't see, when it comes to Nightfalls, I really don't see a reason for why we wouldn't have a matchmaking option at this point. And I think the Haunted Forest creates a perfect system for that. If you want to run it solo, you can select the solo option. If you want to matchmake with people, that's there. I think that's cool.
Do you think that that's maybe a reason why they did it?
Maybe.
Just to test it out in the general populace?
If so, I like it. I love that the Haunted Forest has that option there. If you want to play with other people or if you don't, you can set that up for yourself. I would love it if that was added for like all strikes, When you go to select all strikes, you can say solo or normal matchmaking. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
I think the thing with matchmaking and Nightfall is how would you turn on modifiers? You know, the only thing that would be like...
That's true.
You would have to have a non-modifier realm, and part of the thing that makes them kind of easy to breeze through is when you throw on like Solar Singe and there's 3 Blade Barrages with Sleeper, and you just go, or the 1,000 Voices, and you just go in, everything is dead instantly.
That's
when
true.
You take away those modifiers, and it's just a normal Nightfall. It does tend to be a little bit more hard. I think we kind of lose sight of that because we're so used to burning everything to the ground.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'd imagine the way. Good.
No, I don't know.
I was gonna say I'd imagine the way around that would be when you're selecting solo Nightfall, you get to choose your modifiers. When you're selecting matchmaking Nightfall, it's just whatever modifiers they've selected for that week, like the way Nightfalls used to be.
Yeah. Whew.
That could work.
Yeah, that could work. I mean, the cards are nice. I like being able to choose.
Yeah, those are neat.
What I'm doing specifically for the activity that I'm going for. If I'm going for 100K or if I'm just going for the clear. But I don't know. I kind of miss that feeling of not having a choice and deciding whether or not I was going to jump in or, you know, I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting concept, but I don't know. Like going back to like guided games, there was like a handful of times where it felt like we would do it to try to Sherpa people because like we figured, oh yeah, like some people just like want to play with like they want to play with people who know how to do it. So let's get a team of 6 or 5 together and let's take somebody who's never been through before or has low clears to go run through it.
Right.
Now, occasionally you run into the person who can't find a raid team because they are just not friendly.
Every now and again.
And that's kind of what soured me on it because, you know, when I play, I stream and sometimes people are not stream friendly.
Yep.
And say awful
like
shit.
Trying to help you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've got 5 people here who are using their time to help you get what you need. Coming in here, you know, swinging, probably not going to be the best environment for anybody if you just want to hop in and find a bunch of other assholes to run this. You can have 6 assholes in a party and you guys can all hit each other and have a great time.
Work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that happened very rarely, but it was enough to be like, all right, I'm going to set this on the shelf for a while and maybe do some LFG stuff on 100 or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just wish it feels to me there are reasons to be in a clan. There are perks for being in a clan, but nothing so much as drops. I think if there was like a specific clan loot pool for armor or something that gave you a little bit more, like if you're together with your clan mates, maybe like you gain extra experience towards getting like whatever the seasonal drop is, like maybe, something like that.
Sparkle dust or whatever. I don't even know what they're called. I never buy them. Whatever the currencies are that you can actually purchase with money.
Yeah,
silver. Is it silver?
It's silver dust. Silver dust.
And what's the other thing
you get?
Them, right?
There's
bright
silver,
dust,
which you purchase, and then
and then bright dust. So maybe something like that, like actually rewarding people with something that they can buy that's cosmetic in game. I think you'd get a better response from that. There might just be. This is the thing about guided games is that Riven is not an easy raid. It's actually not very easy. So a guided run with that is a challenge, and it could take upwards of a number of hours to get somebody through because there's. Well, it's possible to run through without really occupying a role. It's pretty challenging. You almost have to rely on RNG at the very end. Spoiler alert if you haven't done the raid yet, where you're running with the heart. Like you gotta hope that the person who has no idea where they're going gets it first, because if they're the 6th person and they're trying to get you through the final encounter, so
yipes.
There's a lot of I could see, and that would be part of the reason why I think something of that nature would be really, really significant compensation for it.
Yeah. Well, there's that. There's also the fact that when you're running guided games, spoiler alert, there's no checkpoints. So if you go in,
that's crazy.
If you go in and that person leaves and you're like, well, fuck it, we'll just come back tomorrow. No, you're going to have to run it fresh again.
Got to commit.
Because there's no checkpoint to it. I feel like there should be rewards for that, for guided games especially. Like just armor set that shows that you're a badass instead of an emblem. The emblem's nice, but the final version of the emblem looks like the first version of the emblem, so you're not entirely sure what that means anyways. And like I don't know, if you just walked up with like this shiny shit on that everybody's like, oh, I know where you got that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I feel like there's no checkpoints because there's no way for them to know it was a guided game when you go back in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a systemic thing in the background of the game, but at the same time, if you guys partied up again, there's no way that they would know that you met through that guided game. So I feel like that's why you don't see a checkpoint from it. It's an issue that should get resolved, that they should spend time resolving, especially if they want more people to be doing something like this. But I don't know how you fix that personally.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not easy, you know, the entire guided game system.
Because weren't people getting DC'd too? And like not being able to go back in and
go back in.
Yeah.
They couldn't just they couldn't match with those same people. It's crazy.
Spaghetti code. But yeah, we had that. I don't know, but just go to that thread. I'm going to drop it again in chat. Once again, it is General Destiny 2 Forsaken feedback on the Reddit, and user Cosmo23 was the guy. So those are your search terms if you're looking to do that. But I think that's really healthy for any community to really go through and be like, what do we like, what don't we like, as long as it's constructive.
Yeah.
So
respectful and constructive.
Exactly.
Great way for you to
fix
go
your
into.
shit. This game sucks.
No, my
Dead game.
Warframe does this better.
Yeah, but so you had that,
bro.
We also had the explanation of how Masterworks
enhancement cores.
Enhancement
Your enhancement lasts more than 4 hours.
I meant the Masterworks on armor, guys, not the enhancement cores.
I was gonna say, like, there's not a doctor in the tower the same way there's no damn bathrooms.
Bringing that back.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll never let it go until we have a bathroom. It's never going away. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, they took to the TWAB this week to explain a bit more about how Masterwork armor works. If you wanna, I don't know if you had the TWAB up in front of you.
I do.
You talking about the damage resistance for arcs? Or have you ever paid any attention to it? Let me ask you that.
Nope, not at all.
If it meant that you would survive 1,000 voices shot, if you had all Masterwork max solar, would you pay more attention to it?
Fuck yes.
If it meant that you would survive the freaking Nova Warp bubble fart from hell, would you actually wear all Masterwork void armor? Or Telesto bolt, for that matter?
Telesto bolt.
Pay attention to it.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
what I would read
didn't seem to tell me that was what was going to happen.
No,
they just explained a bit more about how that armor stacks and the differences between the elemental damage resistance and your super damage resistance.
Yeah,
basically, if you want to resist Nova Warp and Telesto, stack Void mods. Stack Void.
No, if you want to resist it, stay the frick out of Crucible.
Or stay out of Crucible. There you go. But every time you level up your Masterwork armor, basically, that adds towards super damage resistance for a total of, like, what, 25%?
Yeah.
Is that enough to survive a Nova Warp, though? Or a handheld Nova Bomb? That's the... I mean, if it's not going to help me survive it, then what is the point? Right? That's what I'd be out there trying to set up. I would have an armor set for all of them. For Blade Barrage, for Nova Warp, for the handheld, for the Telesto. I would spend the time... and I would set up a loadout if it was going to help me actually survive from being insta-dead. Can you actually do that without everybody losing their marbles that their super isn't killing anybody anymore?
I don't know.
Probably not.
I would be questioning it. Like, why didn't my Nova Warp bop aura right now? Let me go back and drop another one on him.
I would solo Blade Barrage you so hard. So hard. By the way, I tried blocking it with the new Arcstrider super. It doesn't work. You can't block it.
I guess it made wait, the handheld Supernova or the actual Nova Warp?
The Nova Warp I couldn't block.
Yeah.
I blocked everything. I've blocked literally everything else. I've hit people with their own hammer. But I can't block the Nova Warp.
Maybe it's because that's not coded as a projectile.
No, I guess it's an area of an effect, and I guess what people were saying in chat was technically it was hitting me in the back essentially instead of in the front, but whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what Aura wants. He wants to be able to stack void resistance so that he doesn't get one shot by.
I want to stand there and watch their face when it doesn't kill me. Eyes when they bounce off me like a balloon. My Masterwork max void resistance.
That's a noble goal, my friend. A very
It's definitely
noble
not gonna
goal.
work. Definitely not gonna work.
Real quick before we get to like questions and whatnot, enhancement cores. That's a thing now, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think, real quick?
I think they should be coded blue in the game. I think the only way it would work is if it was actually like a blue background and it was a blue item in your consumables. But it's not, it's purple still.
It's still purple. Have you been getting more of them?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've gotten ones I didn't even know I was going to be getting. So they come from a lot of different areas now, including the scrapper bounties. Correct? I completed a few of those and popped in a few. So yeah, I've actually been acquiring more without even really realizing. Just been playing the game mindlessly, not trying for anything. I've acquired quite a few more.
Yeah, I will say I've definitely noticed my increase in supply for enhancement cores. I actually ended the week with like 25 of them. I don't know if I've ever had that many cores in my time here in Destiny 2. So it is nice that they are much more reliably available within the game right now.
Yeah.
I think them dropping from scrapper bounties is fantastic. I think that is a fantastic change because I'm sharding things all the time in this game.
Yeah.
So I wind up getting a lot of scrapper bounties over the course of my my playtime. So it's very good that they drop from those because those are really easy to complete. Most of the time, you'll just complete them while playing the game without even really realizing it. Yeah, so that's good.
Now, so I haven't played a lot this week because of a certain cowboy game. But like, what do you? So this answers the enhancement core question. Where are we going to get them? How useful are how are we going to infuse all of our precious loot if we don't have them? Now the question for me is, when does the same thing happen with mods?
Oh man, because mods are a problem.
That to me was a bigger problem than Masterwork cores or enhancement cores or whatever we want to brand them as. Getting mods was so much tougher for me than anything else. There have been times where there's been counterbalance mods or like stuff for the trash mobs, things along those lines that I would love to purchase. I just don't have enough.
Yep, no components.
And
you only get them from deleting items that have the mod on, right?
Right. Or if you were lucky, downloading getting the Braytech Scout over and over and over again, and then deleting that several times.
Back before they patched that
before they patched it. Yes, they patched that within a week.
Yeah,
which is the quickest I've seen them move on anything.
No, they moved on the Gambit cheese super quickly.
Okay,
really reset their rank. That was like within a couple of days. But so mod components do drop from some things. You can go and pull like year one blues or greens or something out of your collections and then start decrypting them. And like every couple of ones that you decrypt will get you a mod component.
So that's a good way to do that though. If I'm going to spend my shards and my glimmer on a weapon out of collections to only delete to earn a mod, why don't you just let me use my 10 billion glimmer that I've had for 2 years now on just buying the mod components or cores that add up to a mod component. If you really want to mitigate it, if you really want to kind of slow it down, make me buy components that add up to a mod component, maybe in 4s or in 5s that cost glimmer. I can't go get every mod that exists in the entire game. I'll run out eventually, but I could still get a fair share. I have bought only Icarus mods. And I have put Icarus mods, which improves your in-air accuracy on everything, especially shotguns. You guys out there with your Mindbender's ambitions and your retold tales and your Dust Rock Blues. You guys farmed for decades when they nerfed those. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm fine. I'm not mad about it. I'm completely fine. But for real.
Cool
Icarus grip on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Dan, in the rarity of mods. You had me thinking back now. I'm 600 on all 3 of my characters. I've got my base in-game armor sets for everything. I've got my armor set for the raid. I've got my armor set for when I'm running in PvP. I've got my Gambit armor set. It's got my my scavenger perks and my ammo buff perks and reload speed buff perks and unflinchings all set up. I've got my loadout set up. But now that I'm thinking back through it, none of those loadouts are fully modified. Like I don't have mods on really any of those pieces of armor. Because I just don't have any mods.
Boss spec, major spec. Those ones would be really, really good to have for Gambit in terms of damage, like significant improvement.
That's
Again,
crazy.
I'm a mostly PvP player. It's why Icarus is so important in aerial battle.
Yeah.
But even for those who are grinding out the haunted forest and trying to get high branches, mod spec or boss spec and major spec were incredibly important for progressing through it quickly. They're hard to come by. Even if you had all the blue mods and the old mod system from year one, which is where most of my mod components came from, you still didn't really walk away with a whole lot of currency to spend. So it's a great point, Dan.
Yeah, it's just like I have. Okay, so my favorite role of trust that I have received, it may not be everybody's flavor, but it is definitely mine. It is Dragonfly, Zen Moment, and then I put the minor spec on it.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. And like,
how do you put stability perk on a gun that doesn't move already?
Shh, be quiet, young grasshopper. But it's, I don't know. It's like, for me, that gun is, I love using it in Gambit. I love using it everywhere. If I'm perfectly honest, I just feels like I'm at home and like I'm 6 years old again. I walk into the kitchen and there's comfort food all over the table. Like, for me, that gun feels like that feeling.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like, I want to be able to spec more guns out to have that feeling, or to add things to my armor that help me out a little bit more. But they're not dropping. I can't purchase them. So where do I go from here?
Yeah, I think mod components are definitely in need of a bit of a revamp, like enhancement cores have gotten with these bounties and whatnot. Even if it's something as simple as giving the gunsmith bounties, or just having mod cores drop from scrapper bounties like enhancement cores do.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, like we said before, there is a way to farm them out right now by just pulling blues from your collections and
I might do that.
those. Yeah,
there might be an entire stream where I do that.
Sit there
just see what happens.
Because you get most of like your glimmer and like weapon parts and whatnot back, so you can just keep pulling stuff for a while. But I do think if that doesn't get nerfed the same way Braytech was, oh man, the Braytech cheese was great. I spent a full afternoon just pulling Braytech scouts, sharding them for the instant mod component. But assuming that is going to get patched at some point in time, yeah, I think there needs to be a better sourcing for those in the game than what we have right now, because it's crazy to sit back and think that I really haven't put mods on any of my armor, like none of my in-game armor sets.
Yeah,
that's weird. That's weird now that I think about it.
So everybody in chat, everybody watching this on YouTube, nobody say anything about being able to grab the blues and the greens right now.
Yeah,
don't do it for like a week.
Delete your video on it.
I want to try it. I want to try it real quick. I just want to try it real quick, see what happens. After this week, go to town. Go tell Bungie everything. So like, yeah, just shh till then. I love you. Yeah.
Hopefully they figure something for that out as we move forward towards some of the other big content releases that are getting ready to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, is it question time?
I believe it is question time. We only have a few this time around.
Let's go.
We have Trini. She asks, cool. Yeah, what are you guys looking forward to or hoping to happen in Black Armory DLC? And are all of you sad to see the haunted forest go away? TBL.
Okay, so I'll answer the last part of that first. I am kind of sad to see the haunted forest go away. I think, like I've said multiple times, I think it could be a pretty interesting kind of dungeon delving horde mode activity within Destiny 2. It needs to go away for a revamp if it were ever to come back as its own game mode, because it needs its own reward system to kind of offset the monotony of just running it over and over and over again. That's my answer for that. What am I looking forward to with Black Armory? I mean, a lot of things, I'm looking forward to the new game mode that we're supposed to be getting, like Forges of the Chain or something like that. There's speculation that it's supposed to be another type of horde mode with rewards that get better the longer you're playing it. That's the word on the street right now, so I'm really interested in seeing what that's going to be. Of course, I'm interested in the new weapons and armor we're going to be getting. It's a DLC that's all about legendary gunsmiths in the world of Destiny, giving us access to some of the best weapons that we've ever had. So, looking forward to that. Last word. Put it in my hand, please.
Aura?
I really want to see what Bungie can do with the storyline.
Yeah.
The Forsaken, in my opinion, was a very strong storyline with adventures that correlated with the storyline, so that the entire playthrough of the story had a mold to it as you progressed through. When you got to the Dreaming City evolved every week with Curse.
Yeah.
And the expansion kind of expanded on its own once you thought you were finished. I want to see more of that. I'm hoping that the Black Armory can bring some aspect of that to it. Although, since it's a smaller DLC, it might go the exact opposite direction.
Right.
I don't even know who's in store for us in the Black Armory, who we might be facing, who our ultimate foe might be, what a raid layer might look like coming from Last Wish. Is it going to fit in with that? Is the raid layer going to send us back to the Leviathan to pick a different area to invade with Callus? So I'm really, there's a couple things for mostly PvP guy. My concerns with Black Armory are completely and utterly involved in the PvE side of things. The thing that really draws us in and makes a connection with this game, which Forsaken was so good at. In the Black Forest, I think I'm not sad to see it go. I'm hoping that I see it come back with a few tweaks that make it a full-time, full-on enjoyable with repeatability that doesn't make you feel like it's kind of gotten a little bit stale after a week or two, or a reward that costs 120 souls to purchase. Because that's a lot of souls.
Right.
That is a lot of souls.
It's a lot of souls.
Yeah. Or I don't know who you pulled this from, but how would you add more titles to the game if at all, since some titles are way easier to get than others, and it's weighted heavily against PvP players?
That was Serotonin.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's 6 titles right now, maybe 7.
7. Because there's 8 spots. There's 8 spots on the thing, but there are 7.
And I think without question, the hardest one to get is the Not Broken, which is the PvP. Requires you to get 5,500 glory rank in 3 different seasons to obtain it. Nobody has it yet because we're only in season 2. So those who got glory, 5,500 glory last season and this season, you get it next season, and you'll have your unbroken title. Because I'm assuming at that point you've gotten all the other Crucible things that there are to be done to earn it. Assuming very strong assumptions. I don't know how to feel about titles because I haven't really gone for one yet.
Yeah.
It seems to be the reward for the most grind and most time put in, with a sprinkle of the highest skill put in too. Wayfarer isn't gonna take a whole lot of first-person shooter experience to get. It's gonna be a long, slow grind for. The Dreaming City one's going to be pretty similar. I think you're going to have the Shattered Throne in there. You might even have to solo the Shattered Throne, so maybe not.
Yeah.
But nothing compares to the PvP one. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot... Have titles lost their luster to you guys at all? Do you see a title that's not as big a deal as it was when you first started seeing them?
I still want a title. I would like more varieties of titles. Like, if I could get one for most annoying laugh to YouTube users, I would want that one.
Okay.
Personally, because I think that would be great.
Shooting for the moon here, I see.
I'm shooting for the moon on that one. But no, every time I haven't seen too many people with titles in the wild, which I think is fine. Like, I think that those are penultimate experiences in the game. I don't know. They haven't lost their luster, but I don't find myself chasing one like I thought I would.
Yeah, when I looked at the titles, I thought, oh, that's neat. That's a great way for people to distinguish themselves for the grind that they put into this game. I never really cared too much about grinding out a title for myself. I'm probably going to wind up getting like Chronicler and Wayfarer and all that kind of stuff before the game runs out, but I feel no rush for it. As for adding a title to the game, something that would be super special and would also make a lot of people really mad, if they put in titles for D1 accomplishments.
Yes.
Oh man, would that make
Kingslayer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I could get some titles for some D1 accomplishments, I'd be all over that.
like never like not leaving the Valis to Arc Strike, like actually finishing it,
Finishing it out. And not quitting.
Or completing the Flare Strike too, since you didn't get rewards from it. Like that should be a title. No, I what I did like this. When I played Call of Duty, there were certain titles for certain weapons you would get, and that title would progress as you accomplished more things with that weapon. So like, what if there was a title that you got if you worked your way to Luna's Howl, and what if there was a title that you got once you got to Not Forgotten that clearly distinguishable, but there was still something that said, hey man, I got this far with this. And make no mistake about it, the Luna's Howl, a lot of people make the mistake of saying that it's an easy weapon to acquire. A lot of that has to do with whether or not you go in solo queue or not, and what time of day you get to actually play, depending on whether or not Timmy's home from school and able to play.
Timmy, when you get home,
homework.
The sweats.
So, like, I feel like that there's this thought process that getting the Luna is no big deal when you converse with a lot of the elite level PvP players in the game. For those everyday players out there going for a Luna, it is not going to be super duper easy for the majority of people.
Right.
So some recognition to get halfway there, I feel like might be beneficial. And I don't think it needs to be unbroken. Maybe it needs to be something
a little rough.
Yeah.
That's I mean, anybody who grinded out 5,500 in year 1 D2,
dude,
that was
hats off to you.
Yeah.
A lot of work. So, you know, maybe something along the way, especially with, and people said in chat, the amount of RNG involved in some of these titles. The Braytech guns aren't necessarily the most approachable weapons for the Wayfarer titles. All the nodes for sleep, I'm not sure if they're included in that or not, but I know there's a lot of collections tabs that are included in these that are RNG based to acquire.
Oh my god. For Wayfarer, like you need to have the Braytech rocket launcher,
which is
from the Nokra strike.
Right?
Yeah. And that hasn't dropped in how many weeks? I think it's over a month and a half.
Long time.
So that's heavily RNG dependent.
Yeah.
A
little bit less.
I don't know. Yeah. I agree. Like if you had like smaller titles, like lesser titles, that would be fun to see.
Right.
Like when I played Call of Duty, I loved using the Javelin. And to the point where if YouTube was a thing, I'd have been a 1 million subscriber YouTuber with that weapon.
The Javelin guy.
And you had a title for getting 2,500 kills with it. Easy peasy. And then there was one for 500 multi kills with it. Not so simple. I got both. And I was the only person I've ever seen in my entire life with the 500 multi kill. I'd seen somebody with the 2,500 one other player, and I no-lifed this game.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody else with the 500. So there is something to be said about progression system and titles and how they could actually be still meaningful. It could even be specific to a certain weapon.
Yeah.
You could literally give titles for 2,500 kills with a Luna.
Yeah.
Or Not Forgotten.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think that's actually like, because everybody wants a special relationship with whatever they're using, right?
Right.
Like at the end of the day, when we're playing this game, we have loadouts that we would like, we have guns that we like, and if you use that gun every day and you get a reward like for using that weapon, that will only endear you to the game more and your relationship to that weapon as well.
And I still remember that title. I don't even know what it looks like. You know what I mean? To tell you like exactly what you're talking about with connection to it. Like,
yeah.
So
I don't know, man. Yeah. That's
titles, basically.
Yeah, more titles. Give us more than 8, please. More. What even is the 8th one? Does anybody know?
No, it's not. Like you can't find out yet.
It's probably gonna. Well, I mean, the Unbroken is kind of PvP related, but I was gonna say maybe Trials related.
Possibly Trials.
I don't know.
That would be
mix that in, but that's the only thing that's missing right now, right?
Yeah.
Iron Banner maybe, but I
doubt. Yeah, it's probably gonna be Trials.
Can't even say I'm shivering. Oh. Okay.
Let's see here. Carolina Gamer asks, favorite and least favorite thing within this DLC. This is his first question.
Favorite thing, Dreaming City. Easily.
Okay.
That entire world space, everything within it, Shattered Throne, all that kind of stuff. Probably one of the best things to happen to Destiny. They did a fantastic job with that in-game world space and the content that we have within it. Least favorite thing? I don't know. That's kind of hard to pick. I would say Masterwork cores being a part of Infusion, but they finally did something about that. So that was the big thing that I had to complain about.
I'm gonna say the lore for the good, and the mod economy for the worst right now.
I'm gonna go with the variety for my favorite. There's still so much to do I haven't touched. I've mained PC for the last 2 months, maybe more. Maybe since this DLC launched, I've literally mained PC, and I'm still nowhere near where I want. I'm a 600 character. Yay, great! I haven't touched my Titan in 3 weeks. My least favorite thing is Iron Banner.
Really?
My motivation, and this goes all the way back to Destiny 1. My motivation to get involved in Iron Banner is slim to none. The damage multipliers seem to be outrageous at this point in comparison to years past. And the lag, which I completely blame on the damage calculator, has yet to be tuned in a manner that I seem functional. I can match Phil up the street from me, and he's still going to be on a bad ping. So
yeah,
Iron Banner is my least favorite thing with this DLC.
Let's see here. Carolina Gamer also asks, did you guys feel like this is the best state that Destiny has ever been in D1 and D2?
Definitely for D2. Like, I don't even think that's a question.
Oh,
this
that's
is definitely
not
the best state for D2.
Do we get nostalgic, and do we because of where we came from think that it's better than where we currently are?
That's up to you. Answer how you feel, bro.
Man,
bruh.
It's really hard for me to say one way or the other. This is among the best states the game has ever been in, easily, without question. It's not even a conversation. The best it's ever been in? I might say yes, dude. I might say yes. This is the best state the game's ever been in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to agree with you. I think with Forsaken, with everything we've got in the game right now, I think I've made this argument before. I feel like D2 has finally, at the very least, matched where D1 ended off with the Age of Triumph. I think we finally gotten to that level, except PvP's a little bit better. So yeah, I think this might just be the best state we've ever really had within Destiny, and hopefully it just gets better. We've got another content release coming out, and D2 is looking pretty good right now. It's so much better than it was last year at around this time.
It's made a lot of lists for games that you need on your console. It's like recently after Forsaken has dropped.
Yeah.
I think it made like Kotaku's or something like that. It's constantly. Personally, I feel like it's in the best state it is, not because of the gameplay, not because of the things that they've added in, but because of the communication overall. The communication has been so solid from the team outside of Crucible team. Let's hear what you got to say. But I feel like my overall experience in game for me and my community that I played with was positive.
Yeah.
I feel like overall the community has become more positive because of the way we're hearing back from some of the people that make this hobby that we love.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Communication is way better now.
I go back to Rise of Iron, I go back to Vault of Glass, and it's such a different experience at that point from where I am now in this content creation career. Like when Vault of Glass was out, I raided with the same group of 5 people and myself every single Tuesday, 2 raids, maybe even 3 in that one spot. We'd wipe out Vault of Glass. We'd go do our nightfalls. We'd go do patrols together. So going from that experience where there's literally just the maybe an entire group of 10 people that I would play with to where I am here with this, it's almost hard to compare where the state of the game is, because I was exposed to such a small percentage of opinion. Oh, dude, final round is bullshit. Heard it from 1 dude or 3 people. Oh, dude, remember final round? Chat explodes in all of this nonsense. So it's really, really hard for me to feel about the state of the game. But and are we tainted in the fact that Destiny 2 at launch was so incredibly awful? Make no mistake about it, compared to where it is right now.
Yep.
With the weapon system specifically. Does that make it seem like it's in the best states? I don't know. I really do, but it could just be I'm caught in the moment versus what was in the rearview mirror just recently.
Yeah.
Certainly could be.
let's say we take a couple more questions and then blow this joint up.
Right on.
I mean,
All right, cool.
I'd prefer we didn't do that, but
I want to blow this joint up. I've been playing Red Dead a lot this week.
Salmon shirt,
and
so.
Thank you. The man in the salmon shirt. That's going to be my new cowboy name.
Whip out the dynamite.
So Butters asks, if we could add another modifier to strikes, what would you want? Small arms, prism, mayhem?
Why not all of the above? I don't know how many times I've made this argument on this show. I don't understand why we lost some of the modifiers that we did from strikes back in D1. I don't know why small arms
the good ones at that. The good ones went by the wayside.
There's so few decent modifiers in strikes right now. Even stuff like Brawler and Grenadier aren't really that useful overall. They're certainly helpful, but not really great. And we have so many negative modifiers that just kind of dick on you, whether it's glass or attrition or any of that kind of stuff. I don't know why we lost small arms. I really don't know why. And when they brought in Festival of the Lost and the Haunted Forest, we kind of got some of those positive modifiers back. One of the masks
with the masks,
with the mods that you can unlock on those masks, the Winged Terror basically gets a better version of small arms from back in Destiny 1. It gives you a 2.5 times damage increase, and it's amazing. I don't know why that's not in the game. And there are also some other modifiers that are in the game files right now that were actually previously being used for heroic adventures before they saw their big change that aren't used for strikes. There's one that's like Specialist. It doubles like energy damage and elemental damage and stuff like that. I don't know why that's not in the strike pool. There's no reason for that to not be in the strike pool. So yeah, I would love to see a lot. I would love to see a lot of the modifiers we used to have come back, and maybe even the what was it, Daybreak? Is that the Mayhem modifier back in D1?
Yeah,
I think so. Daybreak.
I think so.
I could
see
a
modifier that would let you nuke an entire strike would be pretty cool.
It's fun.
I would go out on a whim and ask for a modifier that specifically is around bows. Give me an opportunity for my bow to one shot people, do extra damage, maybe have an area of effect that something to make that those weapons have a place in our game. Because as of right now, they're super kind of cool and neat to use, but it's really difficult to use them effectively in a lot of different areas.
Golden Archer. There you go, Bungie. Have that for free. That's the modifier name. Golden Archer.
I mean, am I wrong? Like that? There's these weapons that just literally occupy like space in our vault to say they're cool, and every once in a while we want to troll people and see what it looks like when our friend runs around with an arrow sticking out of his head. But like, other than that, that's kind of like about it.
Yeah,
I think small arms could work wonders for bows. Suddenly, you have the hardest hitting primary weapon class in the game, one-shotting yellow bars. Boom, precision, boom. Boom, precision, boom.
The way it kind of should be, in my opinion, but...
Yeah. I could agree with that.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. Yeah, they just need to bring more variety to those modifiers. That's all.
A little lacking right.
All right. Last question for the night. Proposed by Planet Destiny. I'm guessing that this is Nim, who is celebrating instead of being here with his Nim Papa.
Hey, happy birthday,
happy birthday, Nem Grandpapa Nem Pop. I'm gonna stop.
Nem Pop.
Nem Poppy.
There we go.
How do you guys feel? How would you guys feel if Destiny took a more hardcore RPG way in the future? If I can say right now. So I am playing Red Dead Redemption right now. We've said it blatantly several times on the show tonight. And I'm loving the shit out of it. Why? Because I can do anything.
Yeah.
I can tie up somebody that I don't want to kill. I can go through and skin all of his goats if he spites me. I can do whatever I want.
Yikes.
No, I'm kidding. But no, I would love it personally if I could, if it felt more like I could personalize my character any way that I wanted. Right now, it feels like I'm able to do that within a certain lane. I can look a certain way. And this is we've had that issue with Destiny 1, with Destiny 2 now. You can look a certain way. You can spec out for certain things, not other things. You have no control over what your armor actually does, whether it gives you resilience or anything else. that's all left to RNG. But if you could actually spec it out, if you could take it to somebody and be like, here, hand this out. I want this to do this, and this in a week, and then you get it back and it does all those things. Perfection. If I could choose to be like dark or light, awesome. Let me do that through my actions. Through my actions. I feel like I would love it. I would absolutely love it. And I like Destiny is still a game that like I play for long stretches of time without buying another game. And that would extend that lifespan out for me infinitely.
Yeah, I mean, I basically agree with everything you said there. When I hear Destiny becoming more hardcore RPG-y, like is the rumor going around for Destiny 3, apparently that is supposed to be focusing a lot more on the hardcore aspects of Destiny. I think what I take that as meaning, okay, so more customization, more class abilities, more freedom to specialized builds and whatnot. Maybe we're going to get back to leveling up abilities and leveling up weapons and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that works. I think putting in some more of those things to grind for, some more of those hardcore challenges, stuff like the quest to get the Lunas, stuff like the quest to get the Redrick, stuff like the 1,000 voices, that more hardcore RPG element of building your character up, actually customizing your experience and appearance and all that kind of stuff. I'm 100% on board with that. 100%. Mm-hmm.
I think it's too generic of a statement.
It is a very generic statement.
I don't know what RPG means. You know, that could mean that I need to like cultivate my farm to grow chickens to satisfy my sacrifice to Cade to bring him back so he can narrate my
raid
crop dusting. I don't know. Like I'd want to know a little bit more about what that would entail. I think that in some situations there's already so much to do. How do you pile more to do on top of more to do on top of more to do without losing the ability to actually be functional within the game? So like, right. I don't want to have to do a bunch of derpy things so that I can go play Crucible and still be a powerful guardian within that space. At the same time, I don't want to be held back if I do play Crucible and not be able to go into doing raids and nightfalls because I've been too busy doing what is more fun for me. I kind of caution against what that could possibly mean. And I don't think that unless Destiny 3 becomes an exclusive PC game, that you're going to be able to be an actual hardcore RPG with full open world in a manner at which you have Red Dead and still maintain everything we've gotten from the previous 6 years or so of Destiny. How do you pull that off? And what are you going to do to the player base when you're like, sorry, dudes, we can only handle running this on PC now unless you get your Xbox 4K ZLMT Mark V that is basically buying a friggin'
Xbox
PC
One
tower, right? So
Xbox
like, trademark that name, by the way, Xbox. You can't have it. But
Xbox 101.
Yeah, like that could open a can of worms or a Pandora's box that I don't want to touch that until I know more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really depends on what you mean by more hardcore RPG when it comes to that question. And I took it as meaning, here's an example. Being able to fully customize your subclass build. Kind of like you could in D1 where you could select whatever perk combinations you wanted rather than having a tree and just that tree or this tree or this tree. When I hear people talk about a bit more customization and a bit more of a hardcore RPG kind of bent, that's kind of what I think about when it comes to Destiny. I know I'd love to be able to somehow fit Devour into my Nova Warp build.
You don't need any more help.
I do. Dude. I need it. I hand it over right now.
God, I hate Warlocks.
Yeah, it really depends on what you mean by RPG.
Yeah. I would I don't know. I think I'm just down. And also I'm like, that being said, I'm playing Red Dead right now, and they still haven't come up with the online version of it. So who knows what trash fire that could be?
Given the start of GTA 5 online, good luck, brother.
That's another podcast. But yeah, I don't know. I'm open to possibilities.
Yeah,
I'm open to the universe.
If hardcore means like more of what we got in Forsaken.
Yeah. I'll take it.
All right. Is that it for this one? Is that all the questions we had?
I think so. I think that's us. I think that's us.
Right on then, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be the end of episode 176 of the Planet Destiny podcast. For those who joined us live, I hope you guys enjoyed it at this earlier time. I know it spooked some of you. Look, it saves Aura and my sanity that doing it at this hour because, ooh man, getting done with this at like 11, 12 o'clock at night and then having to get up to go to a job.
Mm-hmm. You guys are going to get to sleep now. That's fun.
I get to enjoy the rest of my Sunday evening, which is kind of wonderful. So we're testing things out at an earlier hour. Hopefully you guys who joined us live appreciated it, enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I know I did. I am going to be able to go to sleep at a reasonable time tonight, and that's wonderful. But all right, that is it for this one. Before we get on out of here, we will, of course, let you know where you can find us across the internet and what we've got going on this week. Mr. Aura, bright and bushy-eyed. Hey, what's up, man? You're so happy.
Yeah, dude. First of all, thank you guys for being approachable about the time change. Yeah. I initiated this conversation after just saying, hey, it's just too late for me going to bed at 1 a.m. and waking up at 6. So thank you. Chat, I hope you guys aren't too upset by it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show just as well. My name is Aura. You can find me at twitch.tv/Aura, AURA. On Twitter, twitter.com/EvilAura, 3VIL_AURA.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
He does PvP things. Go watch him. Plant his head against the wall, that is.
The glory! I got it. I haven't
of warlocks! The glory of warlocks!
No, it feels so good when I kill them.
You can't kill warlocks, you know that. Dan,
It's
what's
true.
up, man? Where
It's
you
so
at?
True.
My name is Danfinity, and you can find me on Twitter at Danfinity, but the I's are L's. Nim, I did that for your grandpa. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Danfinity, just about every day of the week. Like, unless I'm working, and then I got to change things around. But I've been playing Red Dead. I've been playing Destiny 2. You can find Side Quest Sunday on any of your podcast spots. Last week we did a spooky episode. This week I got to talk with Paris from Gamertag Radio, so that's now live. And next week we celebrate the season finale with Blessius. So it's gonna be awesome. Pretty neat lineup.
Blessius is a cool dude. I like that guy.
Oh God, I love him so much. I met him at Guardian Con, and just dude blew my mind with how awesome he was.
He's a great guy. But all right, my name is The Black Link. You can find me pretty much everywhere across the internet, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all the usual places at The Black Link. This week, normal stuff, streaming Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Probably going to be getting real mad about the second part of the Thunderlord quest, if we can get that done in 5 minutes. Tune in for the salt, because there's going to be a lot of that. But you know where to find me. I do the usual stuff over there and on the Planet Destiny YouTube channel, youtube.com/Planet Destiny. We do the big stuff there. Make sure you check it out. But all right, Guardians, that is going to be it for episode 176 of the Planet Destiny podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you, Guardians, next week. Bye, everybody.
See you.
Bye.